All right. Hello, family. We got Sinclair here, aka the Health Nerd,
Mm.
and we are True Health Forever podcast coming back to you with episode number 2. And I am here with the hubby.
Hey, I'm Hubby, aka Devon Travell, creator of Black Wall Street, the board game. Thank you all for tuning in. Definitely want to take a quick moment to make sure everyone is appreciative of their life.
Yes.
Appreciative of the blessings they have. You're listening to this podcast on a phone, on a computer, in your car, in your home, whatever it is. So if you're listening, you are blessed and privileged to have life. So please take advantage of it.
Yes. So, again, we are the True Health Forever podcast. We are here on our health journey, just trying to live our best life, and we want to take you all with us. We want to take you on our journey. We want to share the knowledge, the trials and tribulations that we go through along this health journey.
Yes, ma'am.
So, this episode, I think it's very fitting that we start kind of our podcast. We did have our first episode where we just talked about why we started True Health Forever,
Right.
why we started the podcast. So if you did not catch that one, I would definitely go catch that.
Rewind. Go back to episode 1.
You don't need it to definitely get this message, but it's a great podcast. So we are going to start with how to start your health journey. The saying, and I think it's very true, is that starting is the hardest part, of any journey.
Right.
And that's just because there's so much resistance. When you decide you want to do something, naturally your mind creates all 550 million
excuses
excuses why you shouldn't do it. So we're here to tell you why you should.
Boom.
Let's see. So we started our health journey we kind of both had different, I think, starts, different periods.
Yes, ma'am.
That we would consider our starts. But I'll start with mine. So, I think the first step that I can remember taking was deciding to limit the amount of red meat that I ate. So instead of ground beef tacos, I would make ground turkey tacos.
Which you need to season way more than ground beef tacos. Let me add that, because the first time I had turkey, I was like, no, I'm not.
Yeah, it took a little bit of convincing. But I feel like it's not, once you find something that gives you the same amount of satisfaction or a similar amount of satisfaction, but it's healthier, in my mind, there's no reason to go back to the unhealthy way,
Right.
So I feel like it took us a couple tries. It took me a couple tries to really get the seasoning method down.
Yes, it did, Queen. You got it, though. You a chef now.
After we got there, though, it was a pretty easy switch to make. You literally at the grocery store, rather than picking up this package, you pick up this one.
I may have missed it, but why did you give up red meat? Of all the meats to start off with, why did you lean into that one first?
I feel like that's kind of something that I think semi-common knowledge that red meat is, and of all of the meats, probably the unhealthiest for you. And I think I also experienced that. That stomach ache was a little bit worse when I would eat greasy red meat, when I was eating carne asada burritos and carne asada fries and pulled pork and all of the wonderful things. That's when I would have really bad stomach aches, and be like, what is going on? So I felt like just making that correlation of, okay, well, I ate chicken, and I still had a stomach ache, but it wasn't as bad. Today I had some delicious greasy carne asada, and I feel terrible.
Gotcha.
So I feel like that's kind of the correlation I started making in my head. So when I said, okay, what's the first step you're going to make? Well, I'd already known in my head, you don't really feel that great after eating red meat, so why don't we try and limit that a little bit?
So it was unique to your own body. You have to be conscious of how food is affecting you personally.
And that's how it's going to be for everybody.
Yeah.
I feel like wherever you notice the biggest disparity or the biggest issues, that's probably a good place to start. What are some things that, can help me solve this general issue? And that's a good place to start your journey.